Hello there, and welcome back. Tonight we will settle into a calm exploration of rice, that unassuming grain with a vast and intricate story to tell. A story spanning millennia of cultivation and nurturing across countless landscapes around the globe, where fields of luminous green have slowly ripened under the sun, fueling billions of lives through gentle daily meals and comforting recipes shared from generation to generation. Picture, if you will, a serene rice paddy at golden hour, where slender stalks sway softly beneath the warming glow of the sun as it reclines near the horizon, the water shimmering with a quiet reflective light that seems to cradle the grain until it's ready to be harvested. In this gentle setting, we begin our journey into the astonishing science of rice, a grain so beloved and essential that it has become a cornerstone in the nutrition of our species, offering a dense blend of complex carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, and minerals, carefully packed within each simple seed. Allow your thoughts to wander slowly along these soft terraces and peaceful fields, letting the sounds and senses of this tranquil environment lull your mind into introspection as we delve more deeply into the hidden structures and nutritional mysteries waiting beneath the familiar surface of each kernel. Understanding the cellular makeup of rice is an enlightening way to appreciate how such an unassuming food can nourish our bodies day after day. To start, consider that each grain of rice contains several natural layers, each playing a unique role in the overall nutritional profile. There is the hull or husk, a tough protective layer typically removed so that we can consume the softer inner seed. After the hull is taken away, we encounter the bran layer, packed with fiber, essential fatty acids, and beneficial compounds like B vitamins and minerals that help keep our bodies functioning efficiently. Nestled inside the bran is the germ, a tiny yet potent section of the grain that holds most of rice's valuable vitamins and minerals, including essential fats, small but significant amounts of protein, and various micronutrients. The largest portion of the grain is the endosperm, whether in white, brown, or wild rice, that storehouse of complex carbohydrates and smaller quantities of protein. This endosperm provides the main fuel source for our bodies when rice is consumed. As with so many grains, the way we process rice can influence its nutritional profile dramatically, and understanding these transformations can add another layer of calm evening reflection for us. White rice is often produced by milling away the bran and germ, leaving only the starchy interior. This process influences the nutritional balance, while white rice is gentler on the palate and cooks more consistently. It loses much of the naturally occurring fiber, essential fatty acids, and micronutrients that make brown rice or partially milled rice so celebrated in certain dietary contexts. Brown rice, by contrast, keeps more of its bran intact, providing additional fiber and B vitamins, making it an appealing choice for those who wish to glean a bit more micronutrient diversity from each serving. White rice is sometimes enriched, which means vitamins and minerals are reintroduced to replace those lost during milling, but there are many variations in how this is regulated or practiced. Meanwhile, wild rice, though often categorized alongside white and brown rice at the grocery store, is technically a different species. Its dark outer layer gives it a more robust, nutty taste profile, and it can provide considerable amounts of protein and fiber, contributing a slightly different medley of vitamins and minerals. Of course, all these categories still share the same fundamental hallmark that has made rice such a globally significant grain, a reliable source of energy, courtesy of the complex carbohydrates found in the endosperm. These carbohydrates are digested and absorbed by our bodies, eventually helping our cells perform their myriad life-sustaining tasks. Picture for a moment how, once consumed, the carbohydrates in rice break down into simpler sugars that circulate through our bloodstream, offering the energy that every muscle fiber, every quietly beating heart, every steadily breathing lung, and every cell in our body needs to keep going. This gentle infusion of energy, which can be paired with vegetables, legumes, proteins, or other foods, becomes the building block of many comforting dishes around the world. Indeed, from the gentle sushi rice of Japan, delicately seasoned with vinegar and a hint of sweetness, to aromatic rice pilafs of the Middle East, to savory risottos of Italy, to the iconic sticky rice found in many parts of Asia, we see numerous cultural variations that highlight the versatility of this grain. Beyond the carbohydrates, rice also contributes small yet important amounts of protein. While it might not be the most protein-rich food out there, this protein content can still be beneficial, especially when combined with legumes or other protein sources to create what many cultures perceive as a complete meal. In fact, particularly for those populations that rely heavily on rice as a staple food, these small amounts of protein can accumulate significantly over the course of daily intake. The proteins found in rice contain essential amino acids that our bodies require for maintenance and growth. Though it's not an entirely complete amino acid profile on its own, rice protein complements legumes and other plant-based proteins well, forming a balanced array of amino acids that sustains countless traditional dishes. This synergy showcases how we humans have learned, over centuries, to combine staple foods in such a way that our nutritional needs are harmoniously met. The delicate layering of rice's physical structure also hides micronutrients that serve critical roles in our overall well-being. The B vitamins, like thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, and folate, are often found in higher concentrations within the bran and germ. These vitamins can support various aspects of metabolic function, including the breaking down of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats into usable forms in the body. The gentle synergy of B vitamins helps drive the biochemical processes that convert food into energy, supporting the normal functioning of our cells. Minerals such as magnesium, phosphorus, and manganese also appear in notable amounts, particularly in brown rice. Magnesium supports muscle and nerve function. Phosphorus works intricately with calcium for healthy bones and teeth. Manganese participates in many enzyme reactions within the body. Meanwhile, trace minerals like selenium can help maintain normal antioxidant defenses. These essential components might not play center stage in a typical conversation about rice's nutritional benefits, yet they quietly carry out important roles, much like members of a background orchestra that sets the ambiance for a soothing melody of health. Now, as we stroll through these ideas under the warm glow of our imaginary golden hour, imagine gently lifting a single grain of rice and marveling at how it contains everything needed to start a new plant. The genetic code in the embryo, the stored energy in the endosperm, the protective bran that houses nutrients, and the husk that shrouds it from the elements. It's almost like holding a tiny capsule that can ignite life if placed under the right conditions of warmth, moisture, and care. This silent promise of growth has endeared rice to humans for thousands of years. Early cultivators, living in areas where watery wetlands could be harnessed for agriculture, discovered that these humble grains were quite adept at transforming flooded fields into a bounty of sustenance. Over time, farmers learned how to manage water, create terraces on hillsides, and refine irrigation techniques that helped shape landscapes into those recognizable, gently curving contours brimming with rice. The result? Entire civilizations flourished on the steady yield of the crop, with major empires and trade routes revolving around the supply and exchange of rice. Even in modern times, rice stands as a symbol of communal nourishment and cultural identity, with festivals, traditions and local specialties celebrating the harvest and the communal practice of sharing a meal. When you think about the sheer scale of it, consider that rice is the most consumed grain on our planet, feeding more people than wheat or corn, essential for billions of individuals on a daily basis. Through centuries of agricultural refinement, a vast number of rice varieties have emerged, each adapted to different climates and preferences, from the sticky japonica strains in East Asia to the long and slender indica varieties found across South and Southeast Asia. There are aromatic variants like basmati and jasmine, known for their distinctive scents and delightful textures, while glutinous or sticky rice remains a treasured ingredient in sweet and savory dishes alike. In some regions, red and black rice varieties are prized for their vibrant colors, their unique flavors, and additional antioxidant compounds. All these variations allow for a rich tapestry of culinary traditions and nutritional possibilities. As we continue drifting gently through this curated journey, we begin to see that even something as straightforward as milling can redefine how our bodies interact with the grain's natural gifts. Milling, which removes the bran and germ, gives white rice a simpler texture, a sweeter taste, and a faster cooking time. This can be appealing for busy households or for recipes where a delicate approach is preferred. At the same time, losing the bran reduces the fiber content, meaning the body breaks the carbohydrates down more quickly, resulting in a faster release of energy. Brown rice retaining its bran slows the release of those carbohydrates into our bloodstream thanks to the extra fiber, which can help stabilize energy levels over time. The presence of bran also introduces a chewy, slightly nutty dimension to the eating experience. Although this might take a bit longer to cook, some find the extra steps worthwhile for the robust nutritional profile and taste that results. Another aspect worth contemplating as we bask in this calm reflection is that rice is dynamic even in the forms we can create from it. Rice flour, for instance, is a mainstay in gluten-free baking, bringing its own lightness and subtle flavor to breads, pastries and noodles. Rice bran oil, pressed from the outer bran layer, is another handiwork of human ingenuity, prized in some circles for its high smoke point and mild flavor. Each time we peel back a layer of possibility, we see that rice is far more than just a simple side dish. It's an endlessly versatile staple with nutritional nuances that have garnered significant attention across time and cultures. Even the process of cooking has a role to play in how nutrients are preserved, lost or changed in the final dish. Washing rice thoroughly can remove any residual dust or bran remnants, but repeated rinsing may slightly reduce water-soluble vitamins. Boiling large volumes of water and then draining that water, a common method for preparing white rice in certain parts of the world, might lead to a mild nutrient loss. In many places, the absorption method, in which measured amounts of water are added to the rice so that virtually all the liquid is absorbed by the grain, is preferred, helping to keep a greater portion of water-soluble vitamins within the final dish. Then there are steaming and pressure cooking methods, both of which impact texture and can influence the extent to which vitamins remain in the grain. Through each subtle twist, rinsing, soaking, boiling, steaming, there is a gentle interplay of science and tradition that quietly defines the final nutritional and sensory profile of the rice on our plates. Looking a bit deeper into the role of micronutrients, Consider specifically the B vitamins found in rice, with thiamine chief among them. Thiamine is essential for helping our bodies tap into energy from the carbohydrates, fats, and proteins we consume. Insufficient intake in regions relying heavily on milled white rice can pose nutritional challenges, especially if diets lack alternative sources of thiamine. When you reflect on this, you see how each invisible nutrient plays a delicate role in maintaining coherence within our bodies, even though we may not think of it at all when we calmly prepare our evening meal. That's the quiet power of rice to deliver fuel and small but significant additions of essential vitamins and minerals, sustaining towns, cities, and entire nations. Examining how rice has shaped food cultures all over the world can be an intriguing exercise in the synergy between humans and plants. In East Asia, we see sophisticated water control techniques that allow paddies to fill with shallow water, creating a perfect environment for the rice seedlings. With careful tending, those green fields eventually transform into a blanket of golden stalks. In parts of West Africa, rice has also been a valuable crop for ages, with local cultivars adapted to handle flooding or dryness. In Italy, far from tropical climates, the Po Valley is associated with the cultivation of rice used for risotto, demonstrating how humans discovered that with sufficient irrigation, the climate could be coaxed into producing those short, plump grains. In Latin America, a variety of rice dishes feature prominently, arroz con pollo or rice with chicken, being only one among countless comforting staples. As these different culinary traditions blossomed, people began to harness rice's gentle, steady energy and subtle flavor in endless creative ways. This universal acceptance underscores how thoroughly rice has woven itself into the human story. Over time, with domestication and selective breeding, farmers cultivated strains that offered different tastes, textures, and resilience to pests or environmental stress. This has led to an incredible catalogue of cultivars, each with its own place in the tapestry of agricultural heritage. Meanwhile, scientists have devoted careful study to this grain, observing how to enhance yields, fortify it with certain micronutrients, or diversify strains to improve resilience under changing climate conditions. These efforts speak to just how vital rice remains as a global food source. Shifting our focus momentarily to the intricate interplay in our bodies, let's envision what happens when we gently consume a bowl of rice. Once thoroughly chewed, the starches begin their transformation under the influence of enzymes in our saliva. As we swallow and the partially digested mixture travels down into the stomach, more enzymes from the pancreas and other organs continue the breakdown, freeing glucose molecules for absorption in the small intestine. These glucose molecules fuel our cells, powering everything from typing on a keyboard to reading quietly by the lamp or even drifting toward peaceful rest at night. Alongside the release of energy, small amounts of protein in rice contribute amino acids, each building block used in myriad ways, from creating new muscle tissue to synthesizing enzymes and hormones, an entire network sparked simply by a modest bowl of rice. Meanwhile, the fiber from the bran in brown rice or wild rice gently travels through our digestive tract, helping to support healthy digestion. As it passes along, fiber can help regulate the speed of digestion, and in some cases may assist with maintaining steady energy. It's fascinating how these nutritional pathways quietly weave together, enabling the body to function seamlessly. The B vitamins, magnesium, and other minerals found in rice at different levels of concentration have their own essential tasks, working at the molecular level to support muscle contractions, enzyme activities, and countless other subtle operations that keep us functioning. Alongside these biological marvels, it's worth remembering that rice is often eaten not in isolation, but alongside an array of vegetables brimming with vitamins, high-quality proteins from fish or meat, or alternative plant-based proteins like beans, pea, or tofu, each adding magnitudes of flavor, texture, and nutritional density to the plate. In fact, many treasured dishes rely on this synergy: the sautéed vegetables, spiced sauces, or herbal garnishes bringing vibrancy, the proteins offering heft and essential amino acids, and the rice providing a gentle grounding base that ties it all together. In that sense, rice is both foundational and supportive. It allows other flavors to stand out, while simultaneously offering a familiar and comforting anchor to the meal. From a historical perspective, if we glance through the annals of human agriculture, we see that rice domestication took thousands of years. Early wild varieties were not as productive, and the grains were not as large or as consistent in quality. Through patience and ingenuity, humans learned how to cultivate rice in watery environments, how to select seeds that produced better yields under certain climates, and how to store it effectively so that it would last through seasons of scarcity. In many places, the success or failure of the rice harvest would quite literally spell the difference between abundance and hunger for entire communities. This pivotal role in feeding large populations made it central to cultural rituals, religious ceremonies, and social norms. In some cultures, scattering rice at celebrations represents a wish for prosperity and fertility. In others, the first harvest of rice might be accompanied by festivals of gratitude and communal feasting, linked to fertility, abundance, and continuity of life. Rice has long been infused with symbolic weight that goes well beyond its nutritional profile. Today in modern agriculture, scientists and farmers grapple with new challenges, ensuring that rice production remains sustainable amid climate change, water scarcity, and shifting socio-economic landscapes. Some areas face drought, others floods, and the entire planet contemplates how to ensure enough supply to feed a growing population. The robust yield and adaptability of rice have kept it in the foreground of global conversations about food security. Breeders explore ways to develop salt-tolerant or drought-resistant varieties, while other research teams look at nutritional enhancements, fortified strains that contain higher levels of vitamins or key minerals. All these efforts remind us of how deeply our species depends on the quiet power of this grain, how a kernel that fits neatly between our fingertips can represent a future of nourishment for billions. Though we often see rice as a common fixture at the dinner table, stopping to gently consider the complex interplay that brought it from a tiny seed in a flooded paddy to our plates can spark a renewed sense of appreciation. Each grain houses a remarkable balance of carbohydrate energy, protein building blocks, vitamins like thiamine, niacin, and folate, and essential minerals, all sustained by the interplay of sun, soil, water, and human stewardship. Observing these relationships during a calm, reflective evening can offer insight into the ways that nature provides us with the resources we need when carefully tended and respected. As we round out this soft journey into the depths of rice's nutritional profile, we see how profoundly it resonates with cultures all across the planet, each adopting its own traditions around planting, harvesting, preparing, and serving the grain. The result of that continuous dance is billions of lives touched daily by a source of humble, comforting energy.
Thinking about the lifespan of rice, we begin with a pale seed that germinates in water-soaked fields, pushing up a delicate green shoot that reaches skyward for sunlight. Over time, the grain matures, heads droop with the weight of new seed, and harvesters come to gather them. Then these seeds make their way to markets, kitchens and tables worldwide, where they feed us with a quiet generosity. Perhaps that's one of the reasons why so many of us hold fond memories huddled around a shared pot of rice, a universal symbol of nourishment, warmth and collective well-being. Envision the countless lullabies of mothers across the globe, the subdued conversations around family tables, the robust laughter of festivals in which sweet or savory rice dishes take center stage, and realize that behind it all is a microscopic interplay of carbohydrates, proteins and micronutrients that quietly keep our hearts beating, our legs moving, and our minds pondering the next step. So if ever you find yourself scooping rice from a pot, you might take a moment to recall the metamorphosis of this humble grain, from the sunlit fields all the way through to the swirling complexities of your body's metabolism, fueling you gently, day after day, generation after generation. Tonight, as you ease into deeper relaxation, perhaps the melodic symbolism of rice will guide your thoughts. Let them drift calmly among visions of paddies bathed in amber daylight, the subtle reflection of water across the terraces, and the comforting realization that something so modest remains after countless centuries, a steadfast ally to human life. Let that recognition settle in, a gentle presence reminding you that simplicity can indeed hold great power. May this reflection on the humble yet profoundly important grain lull you with the knowledge that nourishment can be found in the smallest parcels of nature, just as hope can be held in a single seed. Thank you so much for joining me on this gentle journey through the science of rice. I hope you feel an easy, calm and warm connection to the remarkable power of this grain, and that you carry the quiet energy of that realization into your rest. Take a slow, deep breath, let yourself settle, and allow the rhythmic tranquility of the rice fields to guide you into a soothing slumber. May you sleep well and good night.